Hey, it's Kai with KBG Welding. I got a question from Brandon, and he says, how do you come across small work when you're putting out bids? Do you directly contact a GC or general contractor and ask if you can bid on that specific type of work, or do they want the full steel package from you? So, from my experience, as limited as it may be on this question, it's funny. It's kind of why we target we try to target residential as well as commercial are the fillers. We call them fillers. If we get a big job that's going to take us a few weeks, or even longer, we haven't done a whole lot of full scale, month long. Well, I guess we've done some, not a lot, that extended over a year, but the actual work we put in was probably 2 months, 3 months worth of, if we broke it all down into man hours or into days. So while we have those, and because we're going to wait on other trades during those jobs, well, we're going to have other things in order to keep the ball rolling, to pay the bills and whatnot. So we actually advertise on Yelp to get commercial things. We do have home builders, custom home builders that they provide. They'll call every now and then. Again, it'll kind of be a sporadic thing. We'll get calls from just people that we've worked with, or just people just googling a need. So that's generally how we do it on to try to get the fillers. But as far as the smaller things on the commercial side, as far as that goes, what happens on that is you usually have a better chance of getting the job, from what I understand, if the more that you're bidding, because these companies, builders, contractors, the big companies, they don't want to write a lot of checks. They don't want to write a lot of separate checks when it comes to the trades. If they can find somebody that can cover A to Z for that trade, then they're going to kind of lean towards them. Sure, if their numbers are outrageous, they'll probably go ahead and cut some different checks, but he probably got a better feel if they can just write one check and deal with one company and one person, or one contact. But what we find in some of the bid boards that we're on is it just varies on what builder or what contract is seeking a bid. They're asking for a bid. Some of them will go, they'll break it down. They'll break it down from either structural steel, which is just the fabrication. They'll break it down to the erection of it. They'll break it down to handrails and miscellaneous steel and ornamental steel and different things like that. So they'll break it down a little bit. As far as anything other than that, what usually happens is we might get calls from landscaping companies. We'll get calls from landscaping companies, and that the scope of the work that they're looking for, the scope of their project that they're bidding on, it is going to include some steel, retaining walls, trellises, pergolas, whatever. And a lot of times it's things that they don't have. It'll be bridges. And so we'll get calls for that. So we'll try to partner with some of those companies and put in bids on their projects and work with them, because we're not trying to bid out landscaping, because that's not our lane. So same thing with them. So they'll get a number from us and whatnot, and we'll roll with that. So, but anyway, but as far as that, if it's a GC, like I said, if it's a commercial job, I mean, we try to inquire anything, but as far as the success rate on that, it's kind of the way it works is the way it has worked most of the time is if we are in that job and something got missed, they'll ask us to do it because we're there. And then there won't be a bid process on that. We'll just give them a number and roll out and roll it out with it, So that's kind of that's the experience that we had. So for the smaller aspects, One case in point, we were doing a condo. We were doing all the railing, the handrails for the staircases, and there was a number of things that came up, from bike racks to support on the that was missed on the elevator shaft. And I'm sure there was some bollards and whatnot that we didn't bid initially. And those came up. And again, it was just, hey, we need this done by this time. So we're already in the door with that. Obviously, you don't want to go reverse of that and bid on something and miss it. And then you submit your bid and now you're held for it. You're held accountable for it and have to eat that. So I don't know that this totally answered your question, but what we do, again, that's kind of where we lean on the residential, on some of the smaller projects, repairs, different things that come through the door, those answers. So we try to keep the door and answer the small jobs, small calls. So thanks for the question. I hope this helped you out. Hope this helped anybody else out that's kind of, getting started, or just, just curious about that thing. Again, we don't have all the answers, but just want to give some insight to what we do have. Thank y'all. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel as we continue to have stuff. Ask questions. We'd like to bring more content. KBG Welding, serving God, burning rods.